So yes, we are live here, the Raj Podcast, and we have a very special guest. Hopefully, I'll get this right because I'll probably will get it wrong. Her name, but I think it's Yulia Yumalova.
Yumalova, right? Yeah.
Yumalova, fantastic. Okay, and how are we today, Yulia?
I'm pretty good. Thank you for having me on the show. How are you?
Fantastic. I've you've been doing obviously you're a flexibility mobility coach and stuff. So tell us how long you been doing this for?
I've been teaching, I've been in fitness industry for 14
Yeah.
years. And I did like mobility and flexibility specifically for over 8 years now.
8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's been a long time.
That's
Um,
that's 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 very nice. And I've been watching your a little bit on you've posted some really nice uh, description on how to do flexibility, how to improve your life. I've been on Facebook as well, and other places. You'll be doing a lot of that description on there, telling people how to do it. And so, what do you think? What do you think is the problem these days with people where a lot of people are working 11, 12 hours a day? They're not getting any flexibility. No, they're just sitting in the office. What should they do?
well, I think like one of the main problems in nowadays society is a lack
Hmm,
of hydration
hmm,
overall, and hydration in our connective tissues such as like muscles, fascia, ligaments. That's like the first problem, I would say, and which is causing us the lack of mobility and the lack of range of motion, because like the more dry connective tissues is, the less range of motion we have, and that's the first thing. And like to understand a little bit more the causes of this like lack of hydration, we would need to just go like step away from flexibility training and all the things that we're doing, and understand like day-to-day life. So we moving, like we're not really moving, first of all, of course. That's the first problem. And like when we do move, like we always, like most of the time, we follow the same movement patterns, such as sitting, walking, running, or like at the very best case most of the times is like going to the gym and following the linear patterns, meaning like forward, back, side to side, kind of like a square movement. And we're not really exposing our bodies to the full range and to its full capacity that the body can operate at. So that would be like two main things that people are
hmm.
doing and lacking, and like that's the two main problems where all the other things are spreading around, and like that's what causes the rest of the problems.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you think because of the working patterns people have these days, where they're working about 10 hours, 11 hours in
Well,
the
it's not
office.
just this. Yes, of course. Like, I mean, there's like a lot of things that we can do while we sit,
Hmm.
even like using the lacrosse ball, and like placing it under the hips, like, massaging your legs as you sit, or like doing like some different stretches, like a quick resets, like for the fingers, for the eye stretches, massaging your face and like the back of the neck, because the rest of the body is like big muscle groups. They are affected by small muscles that getting tighter on a day-to-day basis, and for the body it's a lot easier to get tight with the small muscles such as your eyes, your jaw, the neck, your fingers, and like all the other small areas, your feet. And like so everything starts from the small muscles and goes deeper, bigger, into the bigger types of like muscle groups and areas. But we definitely can do like a small resets on a day-to-day basis while we're working.
Yeah, exactly. I think yeah, you're absolutely spot on, and you'll be doing it like you said for 8 years. You'll be giving people advice. And it's like you say, practice what you preach, and you'll be doing this yourself. You know what I mean? You'll be doing this every day yourself. So you know all about this, and and what's the main exercise we should we do? What's the main you
Well,
think?
there's not. yeah, there's not such thing as like a main exercise. Like there's no
Mm,
one magic pill for that. There's like a
mm,
system that people should understand and like do a little bit of everything. So to be like to keep like the sustainable flexibility, I would say. And so one of the thing, like it's not even related to flexibility, first of all. It's related to the like food and drinking, all those things, because like the more sugars, like for example, now it's the January 2nd, and like we had a lot of parties, like Christmas is over, lots of food, lots of cakes, lots of processed food, like pizza, pasta, all these fast carbs, they directly affecting your flexibility, because the ending product of the fast carbs is the sugar in our body, transforms into the like it creates the glycation process basically. And the glycation process is kind of like a glue in your body that glued connected tissues to each other. Let's say, like, I will simplify it, but like fascia will glue to the muscles and they will limit your range of motion. That's why when we waking up in the morning after the party, let's say, you would feel a little bit more restricted. You will feel like you're stuck in your body. And one of the reason of this feeling is the glycation. And so it happens not only after the big holidays and big parties, but on a day-to-day basis where we like eating a lot of processed food, a lot of carbs, alcohol, and stuff like this. And so, one of the things that I always suggest my people, like my clients, to do is to eliminate these foods as much as possible and add the
mm,
opposite, like add something that helps you to produce bile, like such as like a lot of greens, a lot of vegetables, all kinds of. And one of the things I really like to do is like the having a green shot in the morning, which is parsley, coriander, and cucumber with coconut water, and it
ah,
helps a lot with flexibility, with hydration.
mm,
And yeah, I always suggest to get it like every first thing in the morning. If you don't have a coconut water, like things like counters are different, but yeah, like get just the water, and get a small portion of it, and it will already benefit your flexibility. Second part would be, of course, like the different types of movements. So when we talk about flexibility, many people think that okay, I want to be flexible, I want to stretch more, I need to do yoga. As much as yoga is amazing, it's not gonna make you really flexible as fast as other things can, such as dynamic movements, strength, like not strength training when we talk about like bodybuilding, like not this kind of training, but movement with like the functional movements, when you use your body all over the place, you're introducing different types of movements, not just like pushing forward and back, but you have like moving in like spirals, you're pushing and pulling, you're like twisting, experimenting with the movements in all ranges of motion. Think about like animal flow movements, calisthenics, dancing, karate. All these things are going to benefit your flexibility as a lot more than just simple stretching, for example, and especially passive stretching. Like just sit there and magically wait until your body will give up and stretch more. It's not gonna really help. Like it's not gonna really help. Like of course, if you're doing something for the long period of time, your body will eventually help, like and give up, but it's not going to benefit your flexibility as much as the things that I mentioned before.
mm. Oh, lovely. I love the way you describe that. Perfect, perfect. Exactly, and you can tell. I mean, that you do this yourself, and on your videos, on your Facebook page, and all the stuff you post, you can tell how much flexible you are yourself, and obviously, so you're giving advice which you do yourself on a daily basis. This is your routine.
So
Um,
yes, as a simple things, I would say, actually, sorry to interrupt you, but yeah, as a
no,
simple
no,
things, on a day-to-day basis, I always say like try to do a little bit of movement, like first thing in the morning as you standing like waking up, and the day like the moment before you go to bed. Because let's say the first thing in the morning, do something active, like jump a little bit, like do the animal flow movement, like 10 minutes would be enough, like dynamic stretching. You can find the classes like on even on my YouTube or like on my free digital studio, which like it's available to everybody. Or like any other stuff with dynamic stretching and dynamic movements. And in the evening you can do the passive stretch to prepare your body and to prepare your muscles for restful sleep. Because and that's really important, because let's say we sit for 10 to 11 hours a day, our body remembers that movement pattern, and our body remembers how to tighten certain areas, how to release other areas, because it's never just fully tight and it's never fully released. It's always dialogue between your muscles and balance in a way. So, and to be able to reset and to prepare your body for sleep, you need to do like a few stretches, passive stretches. Yoga would be really good before sleep, because you, let's say like you're resetting it to the 0 point, and you're not recording the same movement patterns.
Mm.
Your body will like release the tighten spots basically the ones that you was tightening as you sit.
So what about, because I've practiced Tai Chi. So what about Tai Chi? Would that,
Which
how
is
would that
really
be?
good. Yeah, it's really
Mm.
like all basically all the like movement patterns and movement
Yeah,
practices that involves like I call it like AD movement. So the full volume of your body, not just like pushing and pulling, because
yeah,
like in bodybuilding, because like I
yeah.
started from bodybuilding, and at this point I'm kind of against it, like not against it because like weights are great, but everything that you do like the same movement pattern over and over again for like let's say 4, 5, 10 years, limiting you in the other way, and like you really like losing a lot of range of like a lot of range of motion, a lot of like capacity that your body can actually do. And so the stronger you get in your muscles in pushing and pulling, the weaker you get in other areas, because you're just not using the small muscles, you're not using the small areas like in between those movements, and you're ignoring a lot of things. And so as we might know that like the things that we're not using, our body and our nerve
Mm.
system forgets. So that's why I always suggest like Tai Chi, like yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
Taekwondo, like martial arts,
martial arts.
yeah,
Mm.
like dancing, just something where you experiment and you do a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah, is that the reason why a lot of people they suffer problems with it when they get to 50 or 60? When they is that one of the reasons why people get arthritis in the legs at an early age, at 50s, and
Well,
because they don't have
yeah, it's
flexibility?
like one of the main thing is like there's such thing as like dry and wet connective tissues. So like dehydration in the
Mm.
connective tissues, causing a lot of like lack of mobility, like lack of density in the bones, and yeah, of course, those things comes from that. And to
Mm.
prevent it, we need to like literally work with those connective tissues, with like sliding them against each other, by moving in different ways, using a myofascial release, and just like literally sending the liquid, sending the blood and like lymphatic flow to that specific different areas in the body, so body can repair and like operate better.
Yeah, fantastic. And don't forget to get onto Julia's Instagram. This is her Instagram handle there. And make sure you do make sure you do follow her on there for all the latest updates. So you can follow her on there. Her official on there, and do follow her on there, and let her know on there. The lots of I can see that you get lots of amazing feedback on your pitch, on your what you'll be doing on there, and you've done a lecture as well on TEDx as well, haven't you? You've been giving a speech on there. How did that happen?
Well, the TEDx organizers contacted me and asked me to like perform there on the stage to give a speech on mobility, to make people
Wow.
flexible and to kind of interact with the room. And yeah, that's how it happened.
Oh, that's
It was really
fantastic.
good experience. Yeah,
It's a very big thing, isn't it? TEDx is a very massive
it
on
is.
YouTube. It's massive. Yeah, it's a massive reach. Yes, it is a massive thing, guys.
Yeah, I honestly had never been prepared as much for something as I was preparing for TEDx. Even though the speech is just 10 minutes, I
Yeah.
spent 3 months getting ready for it, and it
Wow.
was exciting because I don't know. I've been teaching this stuff for years, and it was like nothing special to me. But I was like, okay, maybe I'm gonna black out on the stage. Maybe something else gonna happen. It was like scary, exciting, but yeah, I was happy that everything was like really smooth and really good.
It was. I mean, I'm not seeing full of it, but I've seen a little bit of it, and yeah, absolutely, it is a massive thing, and I'm sure lots of people must have learned a lot what what you were saying there, and it is a lot where like you were saying that early that a lot of the diet is wrong as well, isn't there? I mean, a lot of people don't eat any vegetables or fruit and stuff. How important is the fruit and vegetables per day?
Well, yeah, like vegetables especially would really
Mm.
help with hydration. And I always suggest like to get like as many green vegetables as possible, or
Yeah.
like all like pretty much all the vegetables depending how you cook them, for sure, because like
Mm.
french fries is also technically a vegetable, but it's not gonna help you to be flexible or stay healthy. But yeah, it's like crucial because again it helps you with hydration a lot. It helps you with the
Mm.
lymphatic flow, with the bile production. It helps you to like, yeah, with a lot of stuff. It's really good for the microbiome. Like yeah, and basically can go on and on, but definitely make sure that you eat your vegetables. For some people, when I suggest them to eat like fresh vegetables, like it's like because I've never done it before, like for many years, the reaction could be really bad. And so in this case, I suggest them to just start with like a frozen broccoli and cauliflower and like steam them, make a puree from it and stuff like this, and so slowly introducing vegetables to the body so it can adapt. And
Mm.
like after like 3 to 4 weeks, you can start eating like fresh vegetables, and that's how you learn like to overcome like how you that's how you introduce the vegetables, like, and transitioning from, let's say, fast carb diet to like a whole foods.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because I think that is a problem these days, and is eating the right stuff, isn't there? A lot of people are eating too much fat stuff, and I think that's really messing things up as well. A lot of stuff which has a lot of fat. Um, uh,
Well, depends on the fat. It's not as like not every fat is the same.
mm,
So like yeah, trans fats, of course, yes. Like and yeah, there's like a different types. For example, the fat that is on the meat, it's like it's okay to eat it. Like it's not that bad. Like depending on the like quantity, of course, but yeah, like the fat that we eat like in seeds oils or like the um trans fats, it's completely different types of fat, and
mm,
it's affecting like our bodies in a completely different ways. Like of course, like it causing the Alzheimer and cancer and all the other things.
yeah,
It's like
that's
all the
true.
things that
Yeah,
could
yeah,
be besides
yeah.
the flexibility. So, but adding like a good portion of fat like in whole foods, it's really good. Yeah, like it's balanced. And I'm not a fan of keto diet. Like I'm not like, I tried it, but probably I'm not really like, yeah, it's like, to me personally, it's not really it's hard to maintain it, and it's like, I don't see like as many good results as, let's say, on just a simple full diet when you have like carbs, proteins, and fat. But yeah, like I don't see like any problems with fat if it's like a healthy fat in like fish, meat, avocados, and nuts.
Exactly, but it needs to be the right one, not the one which is dangerous, like you said. Yeah, exactly, which
Mhm.
causes stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean that's you've traveled over 30 countries, which is a lot of countries you've been traveling.
Yeah.
On the is that something you always wanted to do?
Not really, actually. It just kind of happened. Like, I mean, when I was like in my childhood, I never really traveled. But
Mm.
um, when I was 16, I left home with one-way ticket to Indonesia, and I
One way
always,
ticket.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I kind of started like traveling in Indonesia and then in like whole Southeast Asia. I've been in every country besides for Japan and Philippines. And yeah, just this love and like lifestyle, living in different countries and working as a digital nomad was like really suiting me, and it's kind of naturally happened. But yeah, right now I'm really grateful for that life, and it's great to live for like 3 to 4 months in one place and then move to another. Even though like I had like my main base in Bali for a long period of time, yeah, now it's like I don't base there anymore and travel.
All right. Okay. Wow. That can't be bad. That can't be bad. That must be nice, 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 nice to go to different places. And yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, we will obviously, like I was saying, we will try to bring Yulia back on very soon. We're doing something special, some special episodes on this, obviously. And yeah, absolutely. I mean, you mentioned. What made you become a coach? What was the thing which said, okay, I want to be a mobility coach?
Well, I've been just passionate about like human body or
Mm.
ability to change or ability to adapt and just experimenting with lots of things a lot. And I've never been planning to become a fitness coach or like flexibility coach for sure. Like it's never been on my list. I was actually thinking to become a journalist or a designer. So, but I got like a 3 degree for myself because I was just passionate about my own training and I love talking about human body, about the training and stuff. And the more I was progressing in bodybuilding, the more I've
Yeah,
noticed that, like the misconceptions about it and like the cause like downsides of it as well. So and there was a time when I got injured in bodybuilding, and I was looking for the ways to fix it as well as prevent it in the future, and I was causing like looking for the causes and like what's the problems, where is the missing links. I tried yoga, I tried different like movement modalities, and yeah, eventually it just like led me to the flexibility coaching, because it's just something that includes everything. It's just like it's the strength training, it's the movement, it's a proper movement practice, like where you balance everything. You get tired, it's like it's not just a relaxing like yoga nidra class. It's an active class, it's a
mm,
really active practice. And basically that's what happened. Like I really wanted to share it with as many people as possible. I saw great results on myself, I saw great results on my clients, and yeah, it happens naturally because like whenever people saw me like in the gym, for example, like when I was a personal coach, and they would see me like stretching and just like, oh, what are you doing, like what is this, and like can you give me some suggestions, and I was always like giving suggestions. Then I started to run like workshops, and yeah, one-on-one clients, group coaching, stuff like this.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, definitely. And how long did it take you? How long did it take you to become so flexible? Where I can see on the videos, you're totally flexible. The way you're stretching. Did it take you a long time to get to that stage?
Well, 14 years, like overall. Yeah, I used to be like very inflexible. I couldn't really touch my toes even. And yeah, just like consistent practice basically. And like, yeah, like as I said, like meal plan and consistency beats everything. But you really need to understand what you're doing exactly, like, and the structure behind it to progress properly. But yeah, like consistency and like for
Eh,
8 years focusing just on that, and yeah, 14 years overall.
Uh, So if say somebody wanted to become flexible, how long will it take them to get to become flexible on the,
Well,
what they?
it depends on like what you mean by flexible. Like for different people, it means different things, and
Yeah.
at the same time, different levels of commitment and
Mm.
lifestyles and circumstances also affect that. For example, like if we would talk about Elon Musk, would I trade his bank account? Like sure, but would I trade his lifestyle? No. Like he works like 24 hours all day long, and I'm like, that's nice,
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
admirable, but I'm not gonna do this. I love exploring life, and I just yeah, like it comes at a really different cost. Same thing applies to flexibility training and any kind of training. Like you might want to become like very flexible, but you have like 5 kids and 3 jobs. Like your flexible would be different, and that's okay at this point of life. It doesn't mean that you like have to do it and like you have to follow the same protocol like I do. So like in that case, flexibility should be functional for that person to help them to be to sustain like a hardcore stress and day-to-day life. um,
Hmm.
and just to like do it like in a healthy proper way, like 10 to 15 minutes a day would be enough to already like not getting old, like to prevent like aging and stuff like this. Of course, it depends on the person and situation.
Yeah. So if to avoid getting issues with with your arms, your legs, and other body parts, it's best to be as flexible, or do like you said, make sure you do something where you which is allowing to be flexible, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, just to prevent injuries and like yeah, to keep being active and um yeah. It really helps, like 10 to 15 minutes. Like, just like do as much as you can, and like to keep it balanced. But of course, like if we talk about something more advanced such as like splits and backbends, again it depends on many different factors such as your life, like day-to-day life, and your meal plan and your movement history, like your injuries, your genetics as well. But genetics is like people like to freak out about it whenever they heard the word genetics. They just like, oh, maybe I'm genetically not given. Like, no, you can change everything, but again, it comes to like a point when you like have to ask yourself, okay, how much am I willing to change? How much am I willing to put work into this and stuff like this? So
Yeah.
yes, talk about like split. I had a completely different cases in terms of like middle split, for example, because it also comes to like anatomy details. Like everybody have a different types of hips, or yeah, like different types of connective tissues, and like the results was completely different from like 3 weeks. That was the fastest, like the fastest split my client got, up to I would say like 6 to 7 months to get like a proper split, like middle split. But important thing to say is also that whatever you train for just certain pose or certain range of motion, such as like let's say split or backbend or chin stand, like whatever that is, you don't want to just go for that, because people like in wellness, like lots of professionals say like train what you want to be good at, and I'm not really fully agree with that, because if you train, let's say, just split and your body learn certain, again, it's the same movement pattern, it's the same connected tissues and the same areas that you're using. The more you use them, the better you get at this, but you also get really imbalanced at other parts. So I would always suggest to like not ignoring the core and upper body parts, because it always gonna
Hmm.
like bring a lot of imbalances as well, like if you will ignore it.
Hmm. Absolutely. I mean, well said. I mean, I think that is the problem these days. I think the work life and everything has really messed everybody's schedule, where they put this not as a priority really, and rather than rather than what one should do. But yeah, absolutely. I know you are busy. You need to head off as well. So I'm not going to overrun here. Yulia, we are obviously going to bring Yulia back on to do some specials very soon, and to give people advice, and to give the boys, the girls, the advice and the tips. We will do some specials very soon with Yulia on here on the Raj Podcast. Please, if you haven't followed Yulia, please do follow her on Instagram, and she'll be giving her tips and everything, and what can be done. That's her official Instagram handle. Do go on there and check her Instagram handle out. And if you're on Facebook, you can find her on Facebook as well. And all the good places. Yulia, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for your time, and it's been great to chat with you. And we will be chatting very soon on there. And please do like and share this, and we will put the Julia's social links on the video very soon. And don't forget to subscribe to the Right Podcast. We will be back this week on Saturday for a special episode like we do on the weekend. And obviously we have some lives next Friday as well. So don't forget. So we will be chatting very soon. And Julie, thank you very much for your time. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and week. And thank you very much for coming on here on the Raj Podcast.
Thank you.